Hello, welcome to the 2011 through 2012 NFL regular season schedule, Week 8 picks. For those of you who are wondering why I did not have a video uploaded last week, it's because I was at my brother's wedding in Duluth, Minnesota. Yes, crap happens. But anyway, we'll start off between Indianapolis at Tennessee at 12 o'clock Central Time on CBS. The Tennessee Titans are sticking by star running back Chris Johnson, who after a public holdout this summer is having a dismal season. A visit from the winless Indianapolis Colts could allow him to at least temporarily silence his critics. Johnson will look to get back on track Sunday against a Colts team that's coming off one of the ugliest losses in franchise history. After leading the league in rushing yards from 2008 through 2010, Johnson held out before agreeing to a 4-year contract extension worth $53 million, $30 million guaranteed. He said his goal for 2011 through 2012 was a second 2,000-yard rushing season, but he is far off that pace, having run for 268 yards and 1 touchdown in the first 6 games. He was held to 18 yards on 10 carries in Tennessee's 41-7 loss to Houston last Sunday. While Johnson was booed loudly by the fans, Coach Mike Munchak refused to put the blame squarely on the running back. If the ground game can get going, it could open things up for Matt Hasselbeck, who went 14 of 30 for 104 yards with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions last week. The Colts' last 3 opponents have completed 80.2% of their passes for 846 yards, 10 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Castle, Dalton, and Breeze have combined for a passer rating of 138.1 in those games. I do look at Hasselbeck being on the downside of his career, but if he wants to electrify himself, look for him to have a career game as a tight end. Titans 38, Colts 20. At 12 o'clock Central Time on Fox, it's New Orleans at St. Louis. For the second straight week, the New Orleans Saints' high-powered offense gets to face a winless team with a highly vulnerable defense. If the Saints' performance in that spot was any indication, the St. Louis Rams could quickly find themselves on the wrong end of another one-sided score. New Orleans, which put up more points last week than the Rams have all season, tries to build on its record-setting outing Sunday when they visit a sputtering St. Louis team that could again be without Sam Bradford. Keeping up with the NFL's highest scoring team, 34.1 points per game, certainly figures to be trouble for the Rams, who are 0-6 and are last in the league with 56 points, 6 fewer than New Orleans scored last week. St. Louis is also 31st in scoring in defense, 28.5 per game, edging only the Colts. Making matters even worse for the Rams is the possibility that Bradford, who is nursing a high ankle sprain, will miss a second straight game. Backup A.J. Feely was under center last Sunday against Dallas and could not ignite the offense in a 34-7 rout. Feely, making his first start since 2007, threw for 196 yards with an interception as the Rams finished with 265 yards. With all that being said, look for the Rams to finish with no more than 250 yards total. Saints 34, Rams 16. At 12 o'clock Central Time on CBS, it's Miami at the New York Giants. The Dolphins average 15 points per game and scrounge for points in the second half because of inexperience and a lack of big play threats. Wide receiver Brandon Marshall and running back Reggie Bush, touted as marquee performers, are scoreless in the last 4 games and have not shown up in critical spots. The Giants, by comparison, are finding new weapons on both sides of the ball. Second-year defensive end Jason Pierre-Paul leads the team with 7.5 sacks, and wide receiver Victor Cruz, second on the team with 21 receptions, is 4th in the NFL in yards per reception, 19.0, among players with at least 20 grabs. The Giants also welcome back a host of starters who got healthy over the bye week. I hate to break the bank on the Dolphins fans, but I think Sperano is going to be officially gone after this week. Giants 28, Dolphins 3. At 12 o'clock Central Time on Fox, it's Minnesota at Carolina. There are 2 variables that seem to work in Carolina's favor in this matchup. First, the Vikings have been a poor road team for quite some time, coming into the game having lost in 12 of their last 14 visits to enemy venues, and sporting an 0-3 mark as the guest this season. The second factor is Newton, who will actually be the veteran of these two quarterbacks for the first time in his very promising career. He's also the better one and shouldn't have too much trouble dissecting a Minnesota secondary that has been weakened by injuries and off-the-field concerns as long as he's careful with the football. Panthers 30, Vikings 24. At 12 o'clock Central Time on Fox, it's Arizona at Baltimore. The Ravens publicly decreed running back Ray Rice would get more work after he had 8 carries in Monday's loss at Jacksonville. Rice, averaging 4.4 yards per carry, had 13 or fewer carries in 3 of the first 6 games. The growing concern is an offensive line not creating running lanes and allowing too much heat on quarterback Joe Flacco. The Cardinals yield just 3.8 yards per carry, but their young secondary has been abused. The Cardinals might have a limited Beanie Ball's knee at running back. Keeping the threat of the run alive is essential to Kevin Kolb's health. The left side of the line can't hold up against the Ravens personnel, and Kolb has been sacked multiple times in every game in 2011 through 2012. Ravens 26, Cardinals 13. At 12 o'clock Central Time on CBS, it's Jacksonville at Houston. These divisional foes have split 18 all-time meetings as well as last year's season series, with the Texans posting a 34-17 win over the Jaguars at Reliance Stadium in the 2010 through 2011 regular season finale to avenge a frustrating 31-24 defeat in Jacksonville in Week 10, with the deciding points coming on a 50-yard Hail Mary touchdown pass from then Jaguars quarterback David Garrard to Mike Thomas on the final play. Jacksonville has lost in 4 of its last 5 visits to Houston, with its lone positive result there a 31-24 decision in 2009 through 2010. Del Rio has an 8-8 overall record against Houston, but his teams are just 2-6 at Reliance Stadium under his direction. Kubiak is 5-5 against both Del Rio and Jacksonville during his tenure in Houston. Texans 19, Jaguars 17. At 3:05 Central Time on Fox, it's Washington at Buffalo in Toronto. The Bills hold a 7-4 advantage in their overall regular season series with the Redskins and have bested Washington 5 straight times, with a 17-16 squeaker at FedEx Field in 2007, their most recent win in the set. The Redskins haven't topped Buffalo in a regular season setting since December 30th, 1990, when the Burgundy and Gold came through with a 29-14 decision at RFK Stadium. Washington did come out on top in the most famous and significant meeting between these teams. However, after ousting the Bills by a 37-24 score in Minneapolis in Super Bowl 26 to conclude the 1991 season. Shanahan owns a 5-2 lifetime record against Buffalo as the head coach, with all but one of those encounters coming during his long tenure with the Denver Broncos from 1995 through 2008. He also lost to the Bills while in charge of the Oakland Raiders in 1988. Gailey has never lost in 4 career clashes with Washington, all of which came during his 2-year stint as the Dallas head coach from 1998 through 1999. He was defeated in his only head-to-head bout with Shanahan to date, though when the Broncos posted a 42-23 win over the Cowboys back in 1998. Oh, Canada, are you ready? Bills 36, Redskins 32. At 3:05 Central Time on Fox, it's Detroit at Denver. Denver has won 6 of 10 all-time meetings with Detroit, but was dealt a 44-7 shellacking by the Lions when these teams last faced off, which took place in the Motor City in 2007. The Broncos had bested Detroit 2 straight times prior to that defeat. A 17-7 road victory in 1999 and a 20-16 decision at Sports Authority Field in 2003. And the Lions are 1-3 lifetime in Denver and have not won there since a 24-20 decision at Mile High Stadium on November 7th, 1971. It's been a long time, and Detroit has lost 2 straight, so I'll bet on them. Lions 42, Broncos 41. At 3:15 Central Time on CBS, it's New England at Pittsburgh. The Steelers have a 13-8 advantage in their all-time regular season series with the Patriots, but New England has emerged victorious in 3 of the last 4 bouts between the clubs following last November's above-noted 13-point win at Heinz Field. The Patriots also bested Pittsburgh on the road by a 23-20 count in 2005 and posted a 34-13 verdict in a 2007 clash with the Steelers held in Foxborough. Pittsburgh exacted revenge with the aforementioned 33-10 triumph in Massachusetts the following year. The teams have also met in the playoffs 4 times since 1996, with the Patriots claiming a 1996 AFC divisional playoff 28-3. The Steelers returning the favorite with a win in the 1997 AFC divisional 7-6, and New England prevailing in the 2001 24-17 and 2004 41-27 AFC championships. The 1997, 2001, and 2004 meetings were all played in Pittsburgh. Belichick has a 9-10 record against the Steelers, but is 6-2 versus the Black and Gold since taking over in New England in 2000. Pittsburgh's Mike Tomlin is 1-2 against both Belichick and the Patriots as the head coach. In my mind, this game will show us what Pittsburgh is really made up this season, since they have had cupcake wins over Seattle, Indianapolis, Tennessee, Jacksonville, and Arizona. Patriots 46, Steelers 40. At 3:15 Central Time, it's Cleveland at San Francisco. 49ers head coach Harbaugh has gotten plenty of time to cool off since his handshake gone wrong. He is hoping the bye week won't have a chilling effect on his team. San Francisco will seek to win 5 straight for the first time in nearly a decade Sunday when they host the Cleveland Browns. Harbaugh's incident with Lions coach Schwartz following a 25-19 victory on October 16th in Detroit is still generating some buzz, but the Niners are likely more focused on adding to their 3-game lead in the NFC West. San Fran, which hasn't won a division title or posted a winning record since 2002, can help its cause with its first 5-game win streak since November 4th through December 2nd, back in 2001. Hillis has made 4 starts, and in those 2 games, including the 27-19 win over winless Indianapolis, when he was healthy and indeed the featured back, the Browns averaged 22 points. He started in the 31-13 loss to Tennessee, but actually got 1 less touch than did Hardesty. Hillis started but played only briefly due to a pulled hamstring in the 24-17 loss to Oakland. 7 of the Browns' points against the Raiders came at the end of the game, when Oakland was simply focused on stopping the big play. Nothing against Montario Hardesty, who I admire much, but he has shown glimpses of being a fine back. Although sometimes, it seems like that not all of the facts are addressed in the analysis of Peyton Hillis' play. 49ers 30, Browns 18. At 3:15 Central Time on CBS, it's Cincinnati at Seattle. Seahawks coach Carroll said that Bengals quarterback Dalton was a player the club considered taking in the most recent draft. A solid start by the Cincinnati rookie may have Seattle's front office second-guessing itself. The Seahawks will likely get a look at what they missed out on this Sunday when the Bengals pay a visit to CenturyLink Field, while hoping that the player Carroll did decide to go with under center can suit up and get his club back on track. After winning the NFC West last season, the Seahawks selected 25th overall in the 2011 draft and were in need of a quarterback for the future, with incumbent Hasselbeck having reached the age of 35. Seattle opted to take Alabama tackle Carpenter, and Dalton went to the Bengals 10 picks later as the 3rd overall choice of the 2nd round. Seattle, meanwhile, opted to not re-sign Hasselbeck and instead brought in former Viking Tarvaris Jackson. Carroll remains committed to Jackson, saying he believes he can be the club's quarterback of the future, but did say that Dalton was a player the Seahawks looked at in the draft. It's okay, Pete. You have the right to feel sleepless in Seattle. Oh! Bengals 37, Seahawks 28. At 7:20 Central Time on NBC, it's Sunday Night Football between the Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles, arguably the strongest division battle in the NFC East. The Eagles and the Cowboys have established one of the more intense rivalries in the NFL. While Cowboys defensive coordinator Rob Ryan added fuel to the fire with some off-season trash talk, the Eagles are content with letting their play speak for itself. Looking to stay perfect coming off a bye week under Andy Reid, Philadelphia will try to slow down Dallas's rookie sensation DeMarco Murray on Sunday night at Lincoln Financial Field. After signing several big-name free agents to go along with four-time Pro Bowler quarterback Michael Vick, the Eagles entered this season looking like Super Bowl contenders. The Eagles, who are currently 2-4 this season, have struggled to fulfill expectations early this season after opening with a 31-13 victory at St. Louis. Philadelphia dropped 4 in a row before regrouping with a 20-13 win at Washington on October 16th. The defense had 4 interceptions, 3 by safety Kurt Coleman, while LaShawn McCoy carried the football with a career-high 28 times for 126 yards and a touchdown. McCoy is the first Eagle to score at least 1 touchdown in each of the team's first 6 games. Vic now hopes to make Ryan eat his words. Given their 12-0 record following bye weeks under Reid, Philadelphia could have a leg up Sunday. While Reid doesn't think there's any secret to his success after bye weeks, linebacker Jamar Chaney will believe that it's more than just good fortune. Eagles 35, Cowboys 30. Finally concluding Week 8 of the 2011 through 2012 NFL regular season schedule, it's San Diego at Kansas City at 7:30 Central Time on ESPN. The AFC West lead is at stake, and the Chiefs are a feel-good story, having won their last 3 to right the ship to .500 after a historically poor start to the season. The Chiefs just picked 6 against the Raiders, and the Jets have just shut down Rivers in a win, so it's clear that these two put together could equal a predictable outcome. Yet, the Chargers will be working to stop the Chiefs secondary, and the Chiefs will have to know they'll still have a difficult match on their hands. That's what makes this matchup so exciting to look forward to, especially on Halloween. Boom! Chargers 31, Chiefs 29. And that concludes my 2011 through 2012 NFL regular season schedule, Week 8 picks. Once again, I'm sorry I wasn't able to upload a video last week. As I said, things happen. But anyway, enjoy it. Happy Halloween.